And a very happy Sunday to you here today at the races. Keith, we have got a little bit of rain overnight.
Man.
Let's take a look at what we've got going out on the track and see what is the result of that.
We just never get like a nice little shower, do we, anymore? It's like, you know, I live amongst a bunch of 80-foot oak trees, and you're always kind of worried when these storms hit. But, yeah, we got some rain, definitely. I think even a little bit more north where I was. But, yeah, isolated showers maybe today. But this track hinging between good and fast right now. Turf course needed it, no doubt.
Yeah.
I think the turf will play firm. But, yeah, ready to go for a Sunday of racing. Some you know, good performances yesterday, no doubt. We'll talk about the stakes a little bit later. I thought Cinder Block looked good on the turf for Grand Motion, taking that early pressure and kicking right back away. Princess Javancia got the job done there for the tag. But, yeah, all in all, a good day yesterday. Ready to end the weekend with a flourish here. I like this card from a betting standpoint. A couple later scratches that I was, you know, a little disappointed to see. But you know what? We've got to do a little audible, and we make the changes and carry on. Exactly.
Exactly. There we go. So we're going to provide you with that information for this next half hour, starting with this early pick 5 and the starter optional 20,000, going 3/4 of a mile on the dirt for the 3-year-olds and up. Keith, you go with the number 5 on top. Struger.
Yes.
Yes. Struger on the outside for Jonathan Maldonado. Aderico Robles, 10-1 right now. From the morning line to right now. A
little yellow 10-1. That means early money, early favorite.
Right.
So much for a little bit of value that I thought I might get for Strugar. But, yeah, I like the race going back first off the claim in April over this surface. I think that race is good enough. Got back on a winning track last time out at Delaware. Has positional speed. Dunphy, you know, got the better of this one. A couple races back at Delaware. But back here at Laurel, I think things could change. Sugar moving in the right direction. Gets in light here with very capable apprentice rider Robles. Good break is imperative. We need this horse to get out early, get into position. I don't think he necessarily needs the lead. Icing to his inside, Dunphy outside. Maybe right just off of that one and do a little stalk and pounce, turning for home. Sugar here for Maldonado, hopefully to get you started. Monday morning quarterback, interesting little drop, I thought, off of a very good race at Penn National. Horse that's in very good form here.
It was the right move done by the horse.
What's that?
It was the right move to do by the horse.
Yeah. I mean, he's 7 years old. He's going to, you know, hopefully gets his confidence back. That was a good indicator last time. He might be getting back to a closer to a top, but I'm going to use him from just off the pace as well because I think it's going to be honest here with icing. Dunphy, cheek pieces on, make that notation for this Rodolfo Sanchez Solomon runner. 5-4-4-5, my keys here in the opener.
There we go. Race number 2, Keith, starts the early pick 4 and also is the starter optional 30,000. We stay on the dirt here. 3/4 of a mile for the 3-year-olds and up. Scratches, a couple of scratches here. A big one in Indian Lake. I believe our Nation on Parade as well. Keith, you go with the number 6 on top. Bandcamp, I do as well. This is in the barn of Annette Eubanks. Torrealba, nice, Keith. You still stat coming at you.
Yeah, a little late stat here. We had one for later in the day. We had to scratch it, but we come back here. Annette Eubanks, last 3 years, 6 for 29, 21%, 14 of 29 in the money. Dirt sprints at Laurel off of a top figure. Bandcamp, I think, just kind of the now horse. He's not maybe quite as proven as a couple of these, but he got some help with some scratches, some really big scratches here with our Nation of Parade, Wendell Fong, Indian Lake. So looking at that last race, shorter field here, he was a little sharper into that quicker flow, and you see the comment, powered away when 3 to 4 wide. Look back, that time comparatively, a full second faster than Rad Paisley, who's a fast horse. So, on the top of his game right now, Rising Sun Racing Stables gets that win a little by the DQ with Play Harder yesterday. They're doing very, very well. I think the road might go through B West. Magic Spin right there, part of the flow. B West first off the claim for Kieran, a little bit of a protect move. Gets Radcliffe in here. Good win against Cadre, a capable sprinter. Did win next out on the turf. But B West in sharp form right now, moving up. I think he'll be thrown into the race early with Radcliffe.
6-4-7-3 for Keith Fustel at that first leg of the early pick 4. Race number 3, we stick on the dirt. Bit of a dirt day here. Maiden claiming 45, going 5 furlongs on the dirt for the straight 2-year-olds. Keith, you go with the number 8 on top. Do It for Michael for Jerry Robb. Xavier Perez. This one's coming out of a stakes-producing mare.
Yeah, I think this is kind of a spread race. I kind of passed on the early pick 4 because of this. I thought I might just have had a slew of horses, but I look at the 8, Do It for Michael. Draws outside. You know, as a jockey sometimes, especially first time out, the outer post, you got to avoid the veer out and the bear out soon after the start. Some of these horses, hopefully this one's schooled enough. Jerry Robb does a great job with the youngsters. And I look at the stallion. The top side is kind of what got me. Proven on the bottom side. A couple horses have run very well out of this family. First time out, Mama's Cheese Wish, Irish Hero. They brought speed to the table. Horses by kind of outflanker, Bourbon Courage. You got Uncle Lino, really can get a winner to win right out of the box. 2-year-old, 3-year-old, doesn't matter. Do It for Michael, I think, is prepped here, ready to go for Jerry Robb. Another firster to take a look at, Nola Boss for Brittany Russell. She had a horse run really big yesterday, had some traffic from the top of the lane home. But Nola Boss teaming up with this owner, with Joe Paletti. How about 2 for 6, 5 for 6 the last 3 years with the firsters? 520 ROI. You look at that second dam in the family. Very, very fast. I think 1-2 its first 3, topped at like a 92. The speed is there by Holy Boss, Tulane, and I like that the old New Orleans theme here going for Nola Boss.
There we go. 8-5-1-3 for Keith Fustel with the
video
1.
With the 1. We got to get to that. Yes.
Absolutely. Sir Mick for John Salzman Jr. J. Ron Barbosa. Blinkers off today, but had that outside post as we just talked about, Keith.
Well-Menton debut at 40 cents to the dollar. Just ran into a really good horse in Studley Do Right. It went up to win the Tremont. Everything just went off kilter right off the bat last time out. Tried the blinkers, just didn't work. Off a little bit slow, tough to handle. For Barbosa. He's back, though. This horse, Strauss back, beaten 17 lengths. I'm not worried about that race. Back with the blinkers off. I think it'll be a go from the inside. Has to get position, avoid being shuffled into the turn, but I think you're going to see major turnaround here for the 1, Sir Mick.
What about the number 3, Hello Sunshine? Peck had a winner here yesterday from that Delaware to Laurel transfer.
Yes.
I'm kind of afraid of it now.
Yeah, that was a big effort. A good ride by J-Rod, I think, on that one as well. Kind of had speed, drop back, came again. That was Bourbon and Lace that got it done. And she ran against the boys first time out, came back against the girls and got it done yesterday. But here's the stat, the key stat for Pecker. The last 3 years on the dirt, 8 for 21, 38%, 16 to 21 in the money. 2-year-old maiden second out. Big. 432 ROI. He's hit with 4 of his last 6 on that angle. Lots of ways to go here in the third.
You said it. Spread race here, right here, 8-5-1-3. As this race also starts the Rainbow Pick 6. Wanted to just fly through my ticket really quickly. I believe it's a $16 and some odd cents ticket. But I'm boring. I gave you 2 singles yesterday. I gave you 2 singles today in races number 7 and 8 later on in the card. Just with there was a big scratch there, so I do end up going with the Kieran McGee horse in the last, and then with Vance Scholars. Just looking for kind of hinging on a little luck for Vance Scholars there. I do need to change the
top race 3, right?
Top race 3, yes. So there we go. 2-3-7 there in race number 3. Let's carry on. 16 for my $16.20 ticket to race number 4. We're on the turf now here for this allowance optional 55. A mile and 16th on the turf for the 3-year-olds and up. Taking a look, Keith, you have the number 3 on top. Nope, that's a scratch. So
7. We're going to go Mr. Hustle.
Mr. Hustle, thank you very much. Jamie Rodriguez there kind of came back off of that Tampa run. Yeah,
it did, and we kind of scratched into this top selection. Now we've only with a 5-horse field. Hunter Joe, going sprint the route could be forward, but I think if Mr. Hustle and J-Rod want to go, let's go. I think that's going to be his best option to winning this race. He's run well. Back numbers on the got to go all the way back to 22. Look at that 88 that he popped at a mile. Had some good horses in front of Mata, a proven turf horse. I think this horse can stretch it out. Racing back into top shape for Jamie Ness is this 7-year-old. Let's get to the front, try to nurse, and hold sway late. Video spotlight on Yes This Time coming in for Nolan Ramsey off a lengthy layoff. Hasn't been seen since Del Mar in November. We're going to go back to a race last summer in July in a big gaudy field. Had post 10 in a field of 11. Man, great job by Raspola to get positioned down inside by the time they hit the backstretch, because that's a tighter track. That's not an easy track to get Poe. And, boy, on this surface he did. Yes, this time rides the inside most of the way, works outward here at the 3/16 pole. Couldn't get to Twist, but very game to the wire. Twist came back out of that race to run a 97 and a 94 Beyer speed figure in 2 subsequent Grade 2 races. Yes, this time fresh, working forwardly. And when he's fresh, I think he's going to show a little bit more positional speed. He's going to have to, I believe, here with Torrealba.
There we go. You also go underneath with the number 5 on the outside, and Hunter Joe. That's an easy grab as well. You could take a look at those efforts back in October and November of last year. Yeah,
it works. He stretched out before and done fine off of that soft turf course at Pimlico. Really didn't care for that too much, but he'll be thrust into the race. Wow, what a summer. Looking for that move off the pace. Got a great run last time out. Great ride, I should say. Inside out, and got it done at a nice price. So, yeah. 7. Let's see if we can go wire to wire. We'll see.
Keith, this did open up your sequence on your middle pick 4. Let's go ahead and take a look at that ticket. You have of course, you always kind of go for the value here. $18 ticket here for your middle pick 4.
Yeah, we didn't make a whole lot yesterday, but we can run it right back. That's the good thing. Gets us started. We're going to go with the 1 and the 7. Again, Mr. Hustle offering a little bit more value, I would say, than yes this time. Race 5 with the 5 and the 7. 2 deep, all the hard ways. Looking forward to this one's return to the races. Off an encouraging debut with some trouble. Also going to use a little bit of risky for Southman Jr. First time starter there. Race 6, 1, 4, 10. Lucci, the start just cost that one last time out. Boss is a pal. Suzanne Satinius, first trainer angle again. I saw here walking by.
Yeah, there we go.
You know, I'm like locked in on her horses. I don't know, there's something there. But Boss of a Pal has been very good with the blinkers off. We'll talk a little bit more. Race 7, wrap it up. 1A, okay, best sugar daddy ever, part of that entry. 4, Boss Logic, and the 6, there's my buddy Vance Scholars again, $18.
And there we go, nice ticket there in race at number 4, and we'll be right back after this commercial break for the rest of Sunday's card. Anyway, we're back here for race number 5 here in this maiden claiming 45. Starts a late pick 4 as well. 5 furlongs for the 2-year-olds. Keith, you and I both go with all the hard ways. Jerry Robb, Xavier Perez, decent effort last time out, going 4.5.
Yeah, video spotlight here for Jerry Robb. This son of Painter didn't have the greatest of starts. Just a little bit of a hesitation out of the gate for all the hard ways, and you know, cost him a few lengths. Ends up about 5 out of it mid-turn. But, you know, the one thing I like, this guy sustained under, you know, a hustling ride throughout. After that, you know, sluggish beginning, shoved on from the 3/8 pole, saving ground, works outward 4 to 5 wide for the drive. You know, just can't run down. Shakira Fire, I believe, had that experience, right, for Corrales. That was another one of those second out Corrales winners. But look at this finish. I think top of the stretch, 3/16 home. Finishes quite well, gaining about 3-4 lengths through the final 1/8 of a mile. All the hard ways coming right back. Second out for Rob Strong. I think what I got here, 27%, Callie, with 2-year-olds. Second out on the dirt, 14 of 52 over the last 3 years. 380 ROI for Jerry Robb.
There we go. The number 7 underneath you also have a little bit risky. John Salzman Jr., Johan Rosado. We kind of covered this a little bit, but how about these works coming in for this one?
Works are steady. Got the 5/8 pop right there. I like that by Great Notion. Can win early. Has a debut winning sib. All sibs are winners. I think there was 3 of them. It's a little bit of risky for a barn that can strike the first time out.
There we go. Number 2, Barbadan Runner. First time starter for Henry Walters. Gets J. Ron Barbosa here. Barbados.
Yes.
There we go.
Small stamp. I mean, it doesn't have a lot of runners, but this is a full to Sue Loves Barbados, who did win over this racetrack going back a few years. A 59 from just off the pace. Forward works. 101 and 1, 2 back at Pimlico, then a 48 flat. I mean, working well. And you got some other winners in the family that show some speed.
Right.
Might be a little interesting runner here, debut runner
There
for
we go.
Henry Walters with Geron Barbosa. The one horse, got play last time after that try at Churchill. 2 races in a row that this horse has not had a fair start. Would improve, I would think, dramatically if it gets away from the gates. Okay.
And you're hoping, but with the 2 not great starts and it breaking on the inside, that just makes me
a little leery.
You have to respect the horse. I have to respect the horse, but I am a bit leery on that one. But let's move on to the turf here in race number 6 and the starter optional 20,000, going 5.5. Dash for the cash on the grass, 3-year-olds and up. The number 10, Boss is a Pal. Let's go ahead to that video spotlight. It also starts that jackpot super high 5. Let's go ahead and roll that video on Boss is a Pal.
And real quick, we can go to the video, but we're going to talk above the video, over top of the video. Yes. I don't think anybody hit the late pick 5 yesterday, Cal.
Oh, there we go.
If you guys can confirm with me, I believe it might be 10 grand laying there to start
they did not.
with. Right, so that's really good. But, yeah, Boss is a Pal. How about this effort last time out at Old Hilltop? Got to the inside for Forest Boyce, that ride that we've seen so often. It worked. This guy just now 3 in a row with the blinkers off, and that's about as good as I've seen this horse finish a race. I mean, that was powerful the last 16th of a mile. Kind of like Dr. Jeff. Can he come back and show that? Pop from a 78 buyer to a 90? Big improvement. But he's thriving right now in this barn. They can get him to run right back. Here's one of his old buddies, Lucci. Maybe we'll turn the tables like Midday Image did. It's going to be tough. Lucci broke poorly in that race. Kind of caught wide, came in a little bit. First off the claim. Barnes trying to pick things up, had a winner on the dirt yesterday. Lucci, though, I think is going to have to be thrust into the race early. Yes, he shows the versatility, but I think he's got a chance here to get really good position in the turn. And when you hook him, he's going to battle every step of the way. 4-10, 10-4. Speak Unity, an interesting claim. First off the claim for Brittany Russell off of Lacey Gaudette. Really good try, 3 races back. I think getting back to the sprint, you're going to see the best kind of run from the top of the stretch home for this runner.
Agreed there. 4-10, 1-2 for Keith Fusel there in race number 6. Race number 7, we're back on the dirt, going 1 mile and 16th in the allowance optional 55. Taking a look, you and I both have the number 6 Vance Scholars on top. Let's go ahead and take a look at that effort for Phil Capuano. Tori Alba gets the call.
Yeah, against a really slow flow, 25, 48, and 4. They picked it up there, but Shaft's Bullet was just on his game this particular afternoon. Vance Scholars got the good trip. We wanted him to save ground. He had that overland trip, 2 races back at Pimlico. He got position. Very willing to the wire to just get up and nail 8 to Beer Cole for the place. I like his position here. I don't think they'll get too far away from him.
Right.
Get draft in, shorter field, get the position, grind it out. He's kind of been steady. We can kind of trust Van Scholars now. He looks to me like he's putting it all together.
Right.
Take a shot with him in race 7. Boss Logic, the 4. Didn't understand last time. Rated, taking the rate. You see that comment, 3 wide. Let's go with him. I think his best races are up on the lead, up or near it. Tops the chart, draws outside. I think you're going to see Radcliffe kind of go. Get Poe. If he takes back just off the top of the charts, fine. He had too much to do last time when rated off the pace.
And there we go, 6-4, 3. As the 1 is a scratch.
Yeah, 1A we'll throw in there.
Perfect.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
so are you going to replace the 1A with the 1?
Yes.
Okay, there we
Yes.
go.
Yep.
6-4, 1A, 3 there for Keith Fusel there in race number 7. And our last race of the day here on the dirt is a claiming 12-5 going 7 furlongs on the dirt for the 3-year-olds and up. You and I both go with the number 6, Minx's Lucky Starfire.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and take a look at that effort. Now in the barn of Kira McGee, Anthony Radcliffe with the 10-pound weight off today.
Yeah, Radcliffe could have himself a real nice late daily double. Kira trying to get back on track. A little light here the last 21 days or so. At Laurel, it happens. You run a lot of horses. Sometimes you're getting a little bit of a lull. But I think this horse is poised to get back, attacking here on the drop from 20 down to 12-5. Good effort against a little bit better. Caught 3 wide, makes that bid. Gets caught in a pretty good battle before shaking up to get the lead here, top of the stretch. Makes his Lucky Starfire a little bit of a fade the last 1/8 of a mile. Against this group at 7/8 in a race where there's really not a whole lot of speed. He should be forward once again. Weight break, tries to get it done here at a very, very short price in the nightcap.
And then the number 3, just to kind of throw the 3 in, Wesley Thomas.
Yeah.
Because I wanted you to talk about this horse because I'm fighting with this horse on and off my ticket for Jerry Robb, Xavier Perez.
Yeah, I think the horse works. It's interesting. You know, on the overnight, X-Man he was named on both the Catching Stars and Wesley Thomas. Catching Stars, who I did like today, scratches.
Right.
So I'm going to come back to this one. Another one. You look at the try, turf to dirt. That's strong. It's a really, really big angle. The last couple of years, I mean, he's 20-some% at least, I would say. Let's confirm that. Turf to dirt, 26% with an ROI of over $4. Capable. I think 7/8 might stretch it a touch, but against this group, again, his speed is going to work here in race 8.
6-3-7-2 there for Keith. You still there in the last, Keith. Let's dive into those picks a little bit more. Let's go and start off with a value play in race number 1. Struger, number 5 at 10-1.
We might want to just put that as best bet now, or short play, short price play.
I know, I saw that.
We had the scratch of Back in the Woods. I'm hoping this horse should float up a little bit with the likes of Monday Morning Quarterback. Heart Full of Stars. Merton Canamarchi got it done yesterday with a horse. Dunphy as well. I see this one floating up. I like the effort last time at Delaware. Back to Laurel, where he's got a race, I think, 4 back on the page off of the claim. He's into the race. He doesn't necessarily need the front. I think he's hedging back towards the top effort here for Maldonado.
Your second best bet of the day is going to be Vance Scholars in race number 7. The 6 for Phil Capuano. Torrey Alba, 5-2 on the morning line.
Shorter field, should be able to find good position, not lose ground. He's got that grinding style. He's back. He's been consistent of late. That's what I like. That speaks volumes for his chances this afternoon.
Keith, before we get into that stake race, wanted to just ask again, because you brought up, I can see it on your page, on that page that you have right there, some of the numbers that came back and some of the performances that came back from yesterday. We had a slew of really, you mentioned Cinderblock, which I was extremely pleased with how that one kind of just stepped up mentally today from that effort last time out. But anything else that caught your attention? No.
I mean, Midday Image was really good on the turf. John the Bear with that major upset. I did not see that coming. He hadn't shown that kind of speed his last several races. He had it on the go-go back. A couple years ago, I think Claudio had him. He ran some big efforts over this racetrack. But he got up into the flow and kind of dogged the speed, the inside speed, got it and was really, resolute the last 1/8 of a mile. They look at hosts of challengers from the 8th pole home, wouldn't let them by. So good effort there at $30.80, thus setting us up for that carryover in the late pick 5.
Let's talk about a little bit of what happened yesterday in the start in NASCAR. Of course, we had Celtic Contender come down, Play Harder, ended up winning at $15 for Claudio Gonzalez and Rising Sun Stables. Let's go ahead and take a look exactly what happened in that effort just yesterday.
Yeah, this is what got you in trouble. A little bit of the tension kind of a move. Unfortunately, Celtic Contender breaks pretty straight and kind of works his way inward and then continues to work his way inward and causing a pretty good jam up there. Bumping Quince Brew, the 6 horse got involved in a lot of shuffling about, so that was unfortunate for those runners. But I tell you what, Celtic Contender ran really, really hard. 4 wide, 3 wide, made that move in hand. Tenacious to the wire, I think I put in the chart, and Play Harder. Got bounced around a little bit out of the gate, was kind of used in between horses. He's got no let up whatsoever. He is so determined, this horse, for Rising Sun, Daniel Eubanks. Big effort there. Gets put up by IQ. He, was almost a dead heat anyhow.
Right, exactly. So there we go. And we will be back next weekend for some more running and some more prices potentially for you. Good handicapping day today, Keith. And we will go to Dave Rodman for some more changes and scratches.
All right. Good luck, everybody.